everybody. I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report, and I'm really happy to welcome Bodie from The Voice to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Bodie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I want to start off congratulating you on your great battle performance with Jade and Luke on Justin Bieber's As Long as You Love Me.
Thank you so much. It was such a fun performance. Love Jaden so much.
Yeah, you guys made a great duet couple, but what was it like for you after you finished your performance and Blake announced you as the winner of the battle, but then Camila and Gwen both tried to steal your partner, Jaden?
Yeah. Going into it, he was my closest friend there going into that round. And when we got paired up against each other, we had a lot of time to bond and really connect on multiple levels. And when I won, obviously the first feeling was like, yay, I'm still in the competition. But my immediate response to that was, oh no, like I hope Jaden gets stolen. And so I walked off stage and then immediately I heard the double steal and they were interviewing me. I don't even think I answered the question because I was so focused on what was happening behind me on the stage. So it was pure bliss. I was just so excited again for the victory, but also that I could go back to the hotel with my best buddy celebrating together.
Yeah, it was a really cool moment. But I want to rewind to your blind audition of You Found Me, and you also found four chairs of the coaches, Blake's being the first. He said you could make it to the finale, but all of the coaches fought really hard for you. So, Bodie, how did you make your decision? And was it a different one than you had envisioned going into the show?
Yeah, for sure. Originally, I was planning on probably Gwen. I grew up on Gwen, big fan of hers. I think her and Camila were my top two choices going in. And strategically, I didn't think I would go to John just because I know every season he just has so much just powerful talent. And so I was like, I think I'm going to go with Gwen probably. I didn't know if Blake would be interested in me. But then once they all turned and the things that they said on and off camera were so encouraging. But what Blake said to me, I could just tell he understood me as an artist, maybe more than some of the other coaches. And secondly, I really just, I could tell that he had vision for me on the show. I think that I was going to be in good hands with him, and so far so good.
Well, now that you've had the opportunity to work with Blake, but also his advisor, Jimmy Allen, what are some of the things you've learned from them so far?
Precision. I've been singing a long time professionally, and I've gotten pretty comfortable with the performing aspect. But when you're in a singing competition where it's just one bad note could send you home, working with them and just their ears are just so dialed. They're just so professional, and they've been in the industry for so long that just performing in front of them and rehearsing in front of them and getting the critiques that they've given me have been really encouraging, because it's always just such a healthy reminder to continue chasing that perfection, you know. And I just feel like singing in front of Blake specifically, like I see his facial expressions when I sing. I could tell he's really listening and kind of critiquing in his head. And it's just been so cool to be able to get that voice of encouragement, but also criticism. It's been really cool.
Yeah, constructive criticism, I'm sure.
For sure. For sure.
Well, you mentioned this, and the audience knows that you've been songwriting and performing for a very long time, but tell us more about your musical background.
Yeah. Grew up in a performing household, grew up in Los Angeles for most of my early life. Parents were doing the actor musician thing. So it was in my blood from the start, and taught myself how to play some instruments, started music producing at like 12 and never stopped. Been releasing a lot of music these past 4 or 5 years, but even before then I was releasing stuff that is no longer in existence because I made sure to scrub it from the internet. But these last 4, 5, 6 years, I've been really working hard, putting out some cool stuff I'm really proud of, both solo and with different groups and different things. And yeah, I've just been grinding away, playing lots of shows. Had my first sold out show in 2019, and it's been great ever since.
That's fantastic. But I also want to touch on the fact that when you were a teenager, you were diagnosed with alopecia. And what was it like sharing that story on national television?
Yeah, I think that it's when you're on a show like this that you want to relate to people. And so I knew that by telling that story, or rather, I hoped that by telling that story, it would be an encouragement to people that maybe have a similar experience, or even just battle with insecurity or doubt or stage fright, even. And the opportunity to share my story, and then to get so many DMs and messages saying like, "Hey, I have alopecia too," or "Hey, I lost my hair to chemotherapy," but whatever. Like, there's been so many people messaging me saying like, "Thank you for sharing your story." And I think it's so cool. Oftentimes we live our own story and we forget like, hey, our story really does matter to share and to encourage other people. So it was definitely an honor to be able to come on the show and share my journey. And I know already it's encouraged people, and I hope that it continues to do so.
Well, that is so inspirational to hear. And I'm not surprised that you've gotten so much support, not only for that, but of course for your musical talent. So
Thank you.
I want to wrap up our happy hour, Bodie. I'm going to lift a glass to you and raise a toast to your continued success on The Voice.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.